Alright, I'm just gonna jump into it. So, Snowy is one of those levels that's like, it's one of the harder ones, but if you take it slow, it shouldn't be too bad. Same for Citadel. Snowy and Citadel are fine if you just take it slow and easy. They're just an issue if you try to go like super fast, top level speed. But yeah. The first thing you want to do with Snowy is just punch, roll jump. High jump, spin into this, grab those orbs and activate that. Roll jump through this. Roll jump, punch over here. Roll jump to this, grab all these with a spin. Come up here. Uppercut up here. Uppercut up here. Uppercut up here. Punch here. Roll jump over here. Don't need to grab that cell or scout fly yet. Activate this or deactivate it. Get these orbs. Punches. Just using punches works fine. Roll jump over here. Roll jump, punch, roll jump. And if you hold forward, the ice momentum like this. Yo, what's up, Josh? Thank you. Ice momentum is pretty useful with both being on Fluffle and Jack. If you roll jump on ice like this and then hold forward, you get like a speed boost from it, especially if you spin. So if you come over here and you start the roll jump from right here and you land on that middle platform, just hold forward and then spin after a bit of jumping. You gotta get a high jump though. Roll jump to the left flat and just press circle. Land on this, you can ground pound it, doesn't matter. But this part's pretty straightforward. Just want to grab these orbs, do the platforming. Try not to miss any orbs. Ground pounds help with extending the Flufflet's hitboxes for collecting and killing lurkers. Ground pound into that. Use double jumps when you can. Also, another thing to note is ground pounds extend your jump. Like if you just did this, you could make that, but a ground pound will it will suspend you in the air for a bit, which is helpful for platforms that are still coming towards you and you need more time to get to them. And they also send you like a boost forward, so if it looks like you're not gonna make a... Oh shit. I didn't know that happened. That was weird, what the hell? Oh, because I ran out of time. Never mind. But yeah, you want to grab this. Cell. Doesn't matter if you get in a Flufflet or not. And then here, I want to die. To respawn back at Flufflet. You go on him again, and this is where you break out Flufflet. So, to break out Flufflet, to get this ledge, first of all, you can make it from here, but it's a lot easier if you stand like right here. Like not in the middle of that platform, because it'll make you get off of Flufflet. So you stand on like the brown part right here, and jump up here. Now, what you want to do is, you see that, here I'll just recam. This little bit in the wall right here, I'm going to ground pound onto that with Flufflet. So, I'll show you. Like right there. And when you ground pound, I want to press X right after you ground pound. Like right when Flufflet like dives down onto the wall is when you can get the jump input in. And when you do that, the wall, the invisible wall is blocking you from getting Flufflet out right here. It extends outside a bit, but it ends like just right outside that, right outside this rock wall. So you're gonna want to jump around it. So when you do the ground pound, you want to curve around it like this. You saw my my stick on my input viewer. You saw what I did there. It extends like barely out. So if you're like outside of the wall, you'll pretty much make it around it, unless you're like barely not far enough. Like if you like try to cut it like way too close, then you won't make it. Just curve in like that, and if you get stuck, just keep jumping. Sometimes you'll die. Just depends on whether you know where to land or not. So double jump. Well, jump X square like that. Jump X square. Curve around the wall. Make sure to, if you're not sure, make sure to jump when you land, just in case you're about to fall. And then from here, you want to come, you can either just come across the bridge like this, or if you want to be a little more risky and faster, you can jump over here, ground pound this. You should make that. I'm pretty sure there's a ground pound right here too. All the way right here. Nope. I don't use that ground pound because it's a very minimal time save, but yeah, it's right there. You can ground pound that little spot and just do the same trick that you would to get fluff it out. Jump right when you ground pound. Get this blocker. Get this blocker. There's a couple routes actually for Gondo. Oh. Yeah, for. But I'm gonna do my route. So you got these last 3 blockers over here. This one. Get this ready to go. And for this guy, if you're just on top of his little machine thing, you don't need to kill all these lurkers to make him jump off. But if you do that, try not to get too close to him like this, because it'll damage you, and taking damage from Flufflet is really scary. So, I'm just gonna reset the game. Put him back on there. Another good thing to do to avoid taking damage is to face away from him. So like this. Jump up here, face away from him. I jumped a little too close to him, but you want to jump like on the edge of this little bit right here, like the middle of it, and then face away from him. Because when he jumps off, he'll most likely damage you if you don't. And you want to hit him twice. 1, 2. Ground pound these orbs. Jump down here and get ground pound the Scoutfly. And if you're fast enough, then you'll have red eco here when you're coming down here, so I'll show you what to do. So you get that guy, get these orbs, get this Scoutfly. What I like to do is I jump from right here and immediately ground pound. It kills that ice lurker who's really annoying, and it gets usually gets 2 or 3 orbs here, and then you get these 2, and then ground pound this blocker, and come over here to the yellow vent. And this is yellow switch skip. So this one, it can be scary really, because if you fail it you'll die, but it's very simple once you know exactly what to do. So yeah, if I free can to show you, then I have to go back to Flufflet and grab him again. So I'll just come over here. Like you see the this little wedge, like these little extensions in the wall where those crystals are. The two crystals between those little wedges. I want to aim for like this top crystal right here, like right in this wedge is where you want to ground pound, and you want to do the ground pound jump like you did when you broke out Flufflet. So and when you do that, you're going to have to curve around the top of that lip of the ledge right there, because you just jump straight up like this. Well, that worked. Sometimes it'll save you there. But if you try to jump straight up, most of the time you'll just get caught under the ledge. And it'll just make you fall off. Hitting a freaking death plane on Flufflet always gets rid of him. It's kind of annoying. But, alright. Yeah, like that. If you try to hold just straight forward, then that can happen, and you're basically dead at that point. So you aim for this little wedge in the wall. I freaking pressed X instead of L2 or R2. Ice hedgehog. Yeah, that's what he is. Yeah. So aim for this little bit in the wall right here. A little crevice. And then once you do the ground pound, press X like this. You see my controller. And you want to curve a bit to the left and then curve back inwards to get into the onto the ledge, so like this. There you go. I'll do one more time. So you see how I hold left for like a half a second just to get around that little lip. And I curve back in to get onto the ledge. Yeah, you want to make sure to ground pound before you actually get to the crystal, or you'll get this little wall animation thing, and you can ground pound from that. You can get lucky, and sometimes can. Like that. Like if you wait long enough. Like you can save yourself. If you're like really lucky or like really precise, but it's best to not get stuck in that situation. So. Alright, so from here, I'm gonna get all these orbs. Pretty sure there's 4 here, so you wanna get all of them. Get this cell. Right after this cell cutscene, just hold square, or you can just spam it, doesn't matter, to punch off for the thing. Saves a bit more time. And from here, this is where you do an infinite jump. So, this wall right here has this little thing. It's really weird. Don't know why it's a thing, but you basically, from here, you can use this on a foot. You can just spam X and then hold to the left, and it just brings you up here. Like, it's the only way you can really fail this is if you don't make it actually like onto the ledge, and you'll just fall to your death. But that should just be avoidable if you actually make sure you get to the top like this before you jump to the left to get up to the ledge. Because if you jump to the left like too low like this, or not like that, I guess that was still a little high enough, but if you jump too low, then you won't make it to the ledge and you'll just fall to your death into the void. And every time I try to like demonstrate how to what not to do to fail a trick, it works somehow. I don't know why. Yeah. Again, just be careful there, because if you don't hold left or jump high enough, then you will die. So just be careful of that. So, this is pretty straightforward. Spam X, hold to the left over here, and from here, ground pound these boxes. You don't need those orbs yet, because they'll come back here. Ground pound here, get that cell, then ground pound that fly, and you'll get both the fly and the cell. Come back over here, get these orbs that you missed. Come over here. Okay, this is all back because I reset, so just pretend all this isn't here. Now, another thing to keep in mind on Flufflet is when you have ice momentum like this, it can be pretty hard to move around. Like, it could be pretty deadly if you're on like, especially that little ice platform later on that you'll see. A really helpful thing to keep in mind is when you ground pound on Flufflet and then don't hold anything, like don't hold your stick, don't hold X or anything, you just ground pound. He stays completely still after the ground pound. It's a good way to get rid of all that momentum that you have from the ice, and it's really helpful. So you can use this right here to just ground pound here and then fall into the oars on the slider here, and then you'll get the scout fly. And from here, okay, well, here I'll open the vent again, just so I can show you the movement, or the door, I mean. I would fly over it, but there's some movement you can do here. Alright, so you just came from this slide right here. Grab on the Scoutfly, and from here you can grab on this ice, get a little boost, you can land here, and when you land here you can jump onto this orb vent, which will give you just the amount of height to jump onto this ledge right here. Because without that orb vent, it's kind of hard to get into this ledge, especially from far away. Like, it's almost impossible. So you want to land on this. This is like minimal time save. You don't have to go for this. If you don't want to do this, you can just do this. It's just as okay as that strat. But yeah, you land right here, jump onto this, grab that orb. Grab this orb, these two orbs, and from here, you want to stand like right here because it's like the closest to this ledge. Jump up and hold back to get up here. I like the tip of the flat jump, you press X again. And just hold back. Not too hard. Make sure to stay close to the ledge for this. Alright, yeah, so once you're up here, get this eco, don't worry about orbs because you'll come back here. Get this Scoutfly. And then you miss the orbs, this ground pound over here or over here, doesn't matter. At the same time you'll get this eco. And for this cell, what you want to do, because there's a cell cutscene skip here. What you want to do, oh, what's up Gangster Bear? Is once you grab this eco, because you want to have enough eco to get these orb vents right after this skip. So, oops. After this eco, you want to curve into that cell, but at the same time, you want to turn your camera to the left like this. Like turn it to the left like this. And if you miss a cell, then you're gonna miss the cutscene skip. So make sure you know where you're jumping. So like. You can just probably just take it slow and jump straight ahead here and turn the camera to the left. So like this. Oh, I guess that didn't work. Let's try that again. Probably has to be not that close. Come on. This is one of those things that you just do like instinctively in a run. You don't think about how you do it really, but you grab this, yeah, like that. So you like curve back into the cell, but you're also turning your camera to the left as you're doing it. This will take some practice to do. It's one of those get your own feeling for it thing. So yeah, just do that. I'll do it again, even though the cell isn't there, but so I'll show you what I do. Over here, move towards the cell, or no. Yeah, land on the cell while you're turning the camera to the left. I think jumping straight to the cell might not work, so curving into the cell might have to be what you do. And from there, assuming if you have the eco, but if you don't, you can just very easily just jump over here and grab the eco again. Same movement here. But from here, once you do this, you ground pound. You want to aim for between these two. And if you space it just right, then you'll grab both of these orb vents, like all of the orbs in both of the orb vents. If you don't, that's fine. That's not too much time lost. Yeah, like land right there. You usually just get one orb vent. Like, the worst case scenario. Or if you land in the wrong spot, you won't get any, but you should still be fine. As long as you make it, be careful getting into this one, because this one's easy to miss if you're too slow. But again, just ground pound. If there's like 3 or 2 or 1 orbs left in the orb vent, just do this. Because you don't want to get in the orb vent, because I'll show you what happens if you do that. Just ground pound it and it should collect all the orbs. And if there's an orb vent open like this, just come in here. And about at that point, just jump out, because here, I'll show you what happens if you don't jump out. This is a very, very bad thing to happen in a run. And it will lose you a lot of time if you're not lucky and break out. So yeah, that's a good example of one of the good ground pounds you can get on an orb vent. So, again, if you have like that many orbs left, just do this. Just grab all the orbs. And if you just sit here and try to get all the orbs, and then wait for it to close, then this happens. Yeah. Not a very good thing to happen in a run, so be really careful not to be under the orb vent when it fully closes. Just ground pound the last few orbs if you have to, next to the orb vent. If you're lucky, you can punch out, but it's like so unlikely that you might as well just try for like 3 seconds and then save and load the game to get out of Flufflet. Or to get back Flufflet. So I had to use debug flying there to get it out. So, and once you do that, you come over here, jump up this, jump onto this thing, ground pound these orbs, jump here, ground pound these, get all these. You can either dive down here or ground pound here if you want to not get hit by a lurker, try to be safe. Go from here, jump onto this again, ground pound that, jump over here, ground pound these, jump over here, ground pound these, and you can turn left and then dive down right like this, and pretend that door isn't there. This is where you would be about like right here. So you would curve over here, ground pound this, punch over here, hopefully you kill this guy if you space it right. And from here you want to ground pound into this. Another good thing to mention on these things is they have weird hitboxes, so what you want to do is you can just jump onto them like this, like a single jump, or you can, if you're comfortable enough, you can ground pound onto them like that. But if you ground pound onto them, there's a good chance they won't deactivate, so be careful. Keep a good eye out for a good eye or ear out at the one for if they actually deactivate or not. And from here, this is one of the hardest spots for Flufflet, especially for Hundo. But if you do the right just tricks the movement, then you should be fine. Just know what to do here. So from here you can ground pound here. That will both do the thing like I mentioned earlier, stop all the momentum from Flufflet and grab this one orb right here. And from here you want to jump onto this. It's okay if you mess it up a few times. And from here, single jump onto this. Don't do a double jump, don't do a ground pound, just single jump like this. It's perfectly fine. You just don't want to overshoot the jump because you'll bounce off and then die right here. So, show you just single jump like that. Just jump, hold forward until you reach it, and just let go of analog stick. And from here you can ground pound this. And from here you can turn your camera over here. And assuming you want to aim for that middle orb, because you don't get that if you don't aim for that middle spot, then you won't get all these orbs. And from here, jump and then ground pound. And when you do that, you want to jump to get that ice momentum from the or the momentum from the ice. And so ground pound about like right here again. And then jump, double jump over here. If you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. Just ground pound here, come over here, and ground pound right here, like that. Or you can just jump across like this. That works fine too. Again, deactivate this, come over here. You can either jump onto this platform, but if you do, be careful, because it can be where you don't expect it to be and you'll just fall and die. But a double jump works fine, like this, across the gap. I just like to look for the platform so I can do a ground pound onto these orbs, like that. Now right here, this is pretty easy. It's the same ground pound wall jump from Flufflet thing, as we've done a good amount of times already. So there is a way to do on here, but I don't know how to do that, so I'm not gonna waste time on that. It's a little bit faster, but not really. It's a little harder. But from here, you want to just double jump over these guys, curve over here, and you'll want to ground pound onto this little rock, the top of this little rock right here on the wall. And there's a standpoint you can get there, so like this, which will let you jump like this. This won't be enough for the top ledge, but let's get that little top bit right there. Oh. But from here, you want to ground pound onto this, the top of this little spike right here, this little rock, which is the same thing. So ground pound, jump up here. So ground pound, jump. You can either, then you can just ground pound onto the cell right there. Curve in, ground pound, jump, ground pound to the cell. Then you come up here, get these 3 orbs. And from right here, you can do a double jump, ground pound onto the scout fly. Double jump, ground pound onto these orbs. Over here, get this red eco. Grab on this guy, and grab on these 2 between them. Take damage there sometimes. Now be careful with these guys, because if you're too fast on them, then they have their own iframes. So you want to be careful not to punch into them. They don't get hurt and then you get hurt because you're inside of them. So, well, I don't have eco now because I waited too long. I'll show you. Oh, it's up, Titus. So I like to ground pound them like this, and ground pound jump again, or jump ground pound again, because punching through them, if you're too fast, and you'll just punch right through them, and it's a little awkward. And sometimes you'll take damage. So after you do that, come over here. Come up this, same thing as last time, ground pound off on top of this rock, and then jump from it. Come onto this bridge. There's 2 things you can do here as well. Is you can use the momentum like this. Time your jumps correctly. So it's like right when you get to this little, like right when you get like right here, you want to jump, wait a bit, jump, and you should get all these orbs if you do it right. I like to just ground pound like this. 3 ground pounds. It's pretty much ensures you get all the orbs. It's easier movement to do. And from here, double jump up to here. Or you can double jump ground pound to make sure. Like I said, double jump ground pound gives you a little more distance. If you ever played Spyro, it's like that one move in Spyro 2 that like lets you jump up a ledge. You can think of it like that. Get these orbs. Over here. Get all these. You can get these orbs, but it doesn't matter if you miss any here because you come back. Get this. Watch out for snowballs. Get the eco. Kill this guy. Then ground pound to like you want to ground pound on like right to the left of this rock right here, like right here. You should grab all the orbs. If you don't, again, it's fine because you come back. Kill these guys. I'm not gonna make this guy. But yeah. All these guys, ground pound him, ground pound him. This should be the last guy, but he isn't for me because I reset the game. So the cell will land about right here. So grab that. Come over here, grab any orbs that you missed if you missed any. Over here, grab some orbs if you missed any as well. And the cell for the this last blocker right here will be right here. So you want to punch, ground pound into this. Be careful with snowballs again, especially if you're at 1 health, and especially if you're coming out of the cutscene for the cell. Just be really careful. Keep an eye out of them. I have to jump out to this rock right here. Jump over here, then ground pound right about here. I got stuck on the wall there, but right here. Ground pound like that. Onto that scout fly. If you don't want to do that, it's fine. You can just over here, land right here, and just ground pound like this. And this is where you do gondola skips. So this is the very last thing you do in Snowy, but it could also end not so great. So for gondola skip, there's a lot of key points you want to look out for, and it's, you see this little ledge, this little corner of the ledge right here. You can barely see it. It's like a little stick out in the snow. That's where you want to jump from, right here. So you run towards this ledge, and from right here you do a jump off of the ledge. This skips the gondola cutscene, by the way, and it lets you go into crater with Foot and do the same movement with him. So from here, you come over here, jump, and then when you see Fluffut's white tail, like you see how in his jump animation he lifts his tail up. Oh, don't die please. Like that. When you see the tail, like you see the white part of the underneath of the tail, that's when you do the double jump. And after the double jump, you wait for 4 flaps. Like you can see Fluffut, when he does a double jump, he does flaps like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you do that, when you hear 4 flaps, that's when you ground pound. And the main angle you want to jump at is about like this direction. Away. So right here, like that. So, God, these guys are annoying. So again, run to the ledge. Fuck off. Run to the ledge. Single jump, or do a long jump. Wait for the tail to come up. 4 flaps, and then ground pound. After you ground pound, you want to hold like look at my controller, like this. Hold in that direction towards the miner's cave. So I'll show you what it looks like. Now I like to aim for that big rock sticking out of the wall. You see that big rock I'm aiming for right now? It's like just this big protruding spot in the wall. I like to aim for that, and once I land in it, I just hold 4 the entire time. And you should land right in the cave. Others like to, here, did I save in Snowy? Yeah, I did. I'll go back to Snowy to show off other methods and stuff. Others like to aim for that little grassy bit, like a bit higher than where I aimed. And from there you can just let go of the stick and you should land right in the cave. So, run at it, get to this little corner ledge right here. Tail, or flaps, ground pound, hold in this direction. You can land right here, you let go of the analog stick. You should land right in the cave, assuming you don't overshoot it. You want to aim for like the bottom area, that grassy bit, the lower part. So I'll do it one more time. And it's also helpful to turn your camera to the right like this to see where you're going. So you're pretty much just like separating your 2 sticks like this is what you're doing after you do the ground pound. Oh, this is another Fluffut thing you can do. Ground pound. Oh, I already mentioned that. That's what you do in the little icy area. Can do in a lot of spots too. It's good for speed. Just ground pound and jump on the ice. Boom. Separate the sticks like this. I aim for this little rock and just load forward. You should land right in the cave. So from here, you're trying to aim for like this little back end of the cave, but it's fine if you don't land right here. And from here is where you talk to miners. I'm not gonna do that because it takes a long time and it's just pressing circle. So you talk to them, you give them all four, you get all four of their cells with your 360 orbs. Usually the cell cutscene will end like right here, so you wanna like walk over here, like down right, to go to the next one. But the first one depends on where you the first cutscene depends on where you land, because the first cutscene isn't a cell cutscene, so only the cell cutscenes will be right here. So once you do that, come over here. You mean we'll be rich. Come over here, grab on a scout fly. Get these 6 orbs. Now be really careful to get these 6 orbs before you leave the cave. I say that because if you come over here, miss an orb, walk out of the cave, realize you missed an orb, come back and try to get the orb, then the game crashes, because if you hit literally any loading trigger while you're in this flufflet state, the game will crash, because flufflet is being loaded into an area that it's not supposed to be loaded in. The only reason it works in Crater is because Crater is loaded in once you're at like the beginning snowy, because if you look down at Crater, then it's like fully loaded in and like fully rendered, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, if it's in anywhere that's not snowy or Crater, then the game will crash. So come over here, get these 5 orbs. Now be careful. Do not go any further than this 5th orb. You can, but like it's best to not unnecessarily go any further, because if you go like down that ledge right in front of me, that's where the loading trigger for Mountain Pass is, and like I mentioned earlier, that will crash your game. So be really careful not to go any further than you have to right here. Jump down here, grab on these orbs, get all those, grab on the scout fly, and then if you're at 1 health here, careful not to die here, obviously, because of these little pothole things. If you're at 2 health, I still don't know if it's faster to take damage here into one of these potholes before we talk to the Oracle, or just not take damage and load after the Oracle. But if you want to do a death warp over a load, then by all means do that. So if you're at 2 health, just take damage like this, and this little thing. This one's really hard to take damage in, because it's like a much smaller like hole. This one's a lot easier to get into, so use that one if you want to. So you just talk to him, get his 2 cells, and if you're at 1 health, over here die on this. Or if you're at 2 health, it's faster, just load the game after you do the autosave in the cell. And you should spawn right in front of the gondola. Or you can be in snowy, which I was. I guess because I missed the snowy checkpoint. I guess or the crater checkpoint. I guess I'll mention that real quick. I forgot to mention that. It is possible to miss the crater checkpoint on gondola skip if you jump too far out. So that's why you want to aim more to the left, so you don't like go in a straight line off the edge to like completely clear that the checkpoint trigger for crater. So I'll show you what I mean. So if you were to do gondola skip and you jumped like all the way over here, and then you curved around over here, then you completely like clear this loading trigger is like a giant plane right here. Oh god, that was scary. So you wanna do it at like an angle to where you don't miss it. So like this, or not like that, not that far left. I should just do it like I usually do. I didn't go nearly as far as I should have there. Just moral of the story is don't go too far right or too far left on this jump. Dum, 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 dum. Like curve back in to hit the trigger. You can do that. You can like curve back a bit like I did there if you saw what I did there. So just curve back in to try to make sure you actually hit the checkpoint, but don't curve too much because we'll miss the cave thing. The thingamabob. And from here I'll just go back to where it's supposed to be. You should spawn right here. So from here you do a punch, roll jump, walk a bit. So you're about right here. Roll jump, jump up here, ground pound this, or you can do an uppercut here. Swag points. Over here. You can either do a boosted ground pound. Not recommended. Because if you miss the boost and try to ground pound, then you'll most likely die. Like this. Oof. So just to be safe, just uppercut, spin, ground pound. Don't go for swag points if the swag points aren't worth it. And from here you can, if you get lucky with a cart cycle, jump onto the cart. Like this. Wait till it gets right here and then roll jump over here. Or if you don't get a good cart cycle, you can just uppercut over here, spin, double jump, spin onto this one right here, double jump over here. Roll jump, punch, roll jump, punch. You want to land about right here. Because you don't want to bonk onto Keira, who would be standing by like right here. So land about right here. And talk to Keira, watch your cutscene, all that, blah blah blah. And then after the cutscene ends, spam circle to get into this, and now you're doing a lava tube. So, the lava tube, it's really, really important, especially for Hundo, because you're taking the time to grab all these scout flies and orbs. You want to try to get at least like 3 or 4 cooling balloons. At least 3. At worst, you want to get 2. So try to get at least 3 of these cooling balloons. Let go of X or hold square if you want to slow down. Then I got one there. You can jump onto these. See these little pillars? You can jump on the sides of them right there to let go of some heat. But when you come over here, grab this scout fly, and then you turn to the left here, like this. Go straight into this orb. Hold square. Turn around, do this. Get these rest of these orbs. Again, try to get as many balloons as you can. Jump up here. Try to miss those. Slow down if you want to be safe there. Yeah, I'm getting eat pretty quickly. Grab these. If you're gonna die, don't worry about getting these orbs. Just try to, as fast as you can, get over here. About right here. Because this is where the checkpoint is. So don't slow down to get orbs. Just try to get this checkpoint first, and then you can come over here and get orbs. Because if you die, then you'll spawn all the way back at the start of Lava Tube where Keira is, and you don't want that, so... yeah. Now for oranges... oh shit, you can't slow down there. For oranges, basically what I do is I just spam on the left side right here. I stop and spam the left side. And if I get like 2 or 3, then I just turn to the... or on the right side, I mean. If I get like 2 or 3, I just, right there, I just turn to the left side and just get the rest of them. Or you can just be safe and just slow shoot like this. Each of them individually. That works too. Don't forget this scout fly. Kind of hidden. Over here, come down underneath this. Jump up here. Don't go around that little twisty spot because that is like the dumbest time saving or time loss you can get. Just going around the little driving thing track. From here you can shoot these scout flies. There's one right there. And there's one right here. Over here. Again, there's a scout fly right here. You can shoot that or just drive into it, doesn't matter. Good thing to note is these take 2 shots to blow up, all of them, so be careful of that if you're trying to go, if you want to go super fast and not wait for a cycle, then just keep in mind it takes 2 really good shots to blow up one of those, so you can go through it. Yeah, no problem, Red. How you doing, man? Happy to be doing this tutorial. Definitely. Honda's definitely been needing a updated tutorial anyways. Alright, so from here, this is where you'll do the Keira cutscene skip. So, if you're feeling fast, you can roll jump onto here, but again, it's risky because this little thing right here could always like curve your roll jump into like a random spot. So, and it'll put you right onto the button. So you just, if you want to just punch, that works too. I still do a punch. I don't like this roll jump at all, but speedy boys go for it. They can just punch over here. Now for this skip, it's really, really important you're not too close to the portal like this, because here, I'll show you. Show you like what a good example of this is. So I just did it there, but so you know how if you get too close to your portal, you get this, press circle to use. The thing about that is you can't pull your HUD up when you do that. And when you have your HUD up beforehand, it forces it out once you reach it, like that. So that's why you can't be too close to this portal, because if you do a pause buffer, then it forces you out of the pause buffer like that, because your HUD goes away. So when you get here, stand about like right here to the button, or about right here, it doesn't matter. Buffer, and spin on it and walk away. Don't walk onto it. Don't do this. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. Just do this. Stand by right here. Buffer. Spin. Be careful of Keira here, because she can get in the way of your death here. So walk around her and then punch into the lava. What's up, friends? Then from here, roll jump, high jump. Oh, cells and grabbed. Yeah, what Fran said. Alright, so roll jump, high jump, onto the sledge, up over this, roll jump. This floor is kind of finicky because there's little bumps in the floor, so getting a roll jump can be a little tricky, so careful of that. But roll jump here. And be very careful here not to walk up to the door, because then the cutscene will start immediately. Also, another thing to be careful of, well, first of all, pause buffer, roll jump, punch into your death from there. That's what you do, and it skips Citadel and the cutscene. But a good thing to keep in mind is if you do a pause buffer, come in here, realize you don't have enough time to die, and then try to punch back, cutscene still activates. So careful of that too. Because it's just, if you come in here at all, once the pause buffer is done, then the cutscene will activate unless you're dying. Like what we do to skip it in the first place. So, stand here. Roll jump, punch, die. And then from here, you can do that pause buffer like I mentioned, that blue sage, or you can do a 1 frame buffer like this. Doesn't matter. I like to do the hold R1 or hold L1 or L2 or L2 or R2. Spin, pause right before the cell lands. That's the time for it. You would just load here, but I have to save because I don't have autosave on. And then you'll spawn here. If you just pause buffer, just pause buffer and break the lamp, and it should automatically do the same thing. So from here, you punch down in this direction, spin. Make sure not to jump too quickly after the spin, because if you get a 3-frame jump, like I'll show you what that is. I'll try to get the 3-frame jump. What happens with the 3-frame jump is if you jump after falling too early to get like your standing jack state, is it keeps the falling state and it'll store all that fall damage because you fell a pretty big height here. It stores all of that fall damage and it brings it all back once you grab on that button. So let's see if I can get it here. Yeah, like that. You jump too early after the spin, so make sure to just land, wait a bit, just wait more than 3 frames, which is like probably less than 0.2 seconds, so just do that. Then grab around this, get this orb, spin for these orbs, we'll jump over here, we'll jump over here, grab on the scoutfly, careful not to turn your camera too far like this, or come over here, because if you do that, once you die, you'll get this checkpoint, so be pretty careful of that. So die after the scoutfly. Just punch out the edge like this. And you should spawn back up at the top here. Like this. Over here, do some roll jumps onto this. Get these orbs. And from this corner, I'm gonna boost it in this direction. Now another thing you can do to be safe here is make sure, see that bottom platform moving around like that? Make sure there isn't one coming up onto you like that one right there. Because I'll show you what happens if it catches you. It's really annoying. Not a very pleasant thing happen in a run. This happens. Oh. You land right here, you get stuck in this, and there's like no way out of it unless you die. So just be careful, because if the thing is too close to you, then get stuck in that. So check. Alright, so it's passed, so I can boost it over here. Doesn't matter when you spin. Just you want to land right here. And right here you want to try to not activate this eco portal, because you want this eco for this orbit right here. So what you want to do is you want to spin, and then right when you get to the eco, you spin back like this. Like, just do this. And if you activate it, it's fine, because there's a backup for it. But just even whichever scenario you get, you want that eco for this orbit. So once you get this, come over here. I'm gonna have to do this. I'll crash if I don't. Buffer the cell if you want. Do either method, doesn't matter. Again, you don't need to save here. I do, because I have to reset the game. From here, you want to punch over here. Careful with the roll jumps on these things, because they do move around. You can roll jump here if you want. But careful not to mistime it, because they do move. Get the scoutfly. Now for this, these platforms, they move very, very slowly upwards, and you have a very limited amount of time for this blue eco, so you're trying to maximize your amount of eco usage with the amount that you get. So what I like to do to make it consistent and not miss any orbs, because if you do miss an orb, then you have to come all the way over there, get that eco, activate these again, and get the orb. So I just have to uppercut like this, like into the eco, but you don't do a spin. You just do this. Hold forward, double jump. There we go. Hold forward, spin, or uppercut, double jump, ground pound, spin, uppercut, uppercut, and then die. So again, uppercut, no spin, double jump, ground pound, spin, uppercut, uppercut, die. And you should spawn here. And again, if you miss an orb, just get the eco in the eco vent. It's not too terrible. But okay, so if you accidentally activated the platform here, you want to boost it from about right here. You want to aim for that little spot, but you also want to get this eco. And again, if you don't get the eco, that's fine. Just try to focus on not dying here, because you can just get that eco over there if you don't get this eco. So you boost in this direction. Yeah, I didn't get it, but I can just grab right here and get this orb vent. Now, if you didn't activate the platform, then you can just do this. Roll jump like this with a spin. And if you are lucky, even if you did activate the platform, then you might get a cycle that has the platform come up right here. You can just do it anyways. But again, if you don't have the platform there, just do a boosted. Getting the eco is kind of hard, but you just want to focus on not dying there, because that loses more time than just getting this eco. Get that orb vent. Let's come back in here. Get this cell. Okay. That was close. I forgot to deactivate that every time. Because if you get the autosave thing during one of those cell buffers, then the game crashes. That screen right there, by the way, is what I'm talking about. So, and then from here, you wouldn't spawn here, because getting this checkpoint is coming from this room and coming back in here. Yeah, you don't want the game to crash. That's a good thing to happen. But yeah, coming from this room back into this room, getting that orb vent gives you this checkpoint. So you should spawn here once you get this cell. And if you have a good cycle like this, I'll show you this cycle right here. You can just roll jump. Nope, a little later than that. Roll jump, like that. Just roll jump on like the edges of these. But if you get a bad cycle like this, nothing you can really do. Just gotta wait it out. Sucks. Just be patient. Do some extendeds if you have to. Come over here. If you're fast enough with the roll jumps, you can get this with the eco, but if not, just grab it like this. You can either do a roll jump over here, or you can do a boosted. It's not a boosted. This other one works. I'm here, over here, in this door, grab this eco, get all this, grab the scout fly while you're at it. And this is pretty straightforward as well. Just be careful not to jump too early, because if you jump too early like this, then it's not guaranteed you'll get all these orbs. Like I got lucky there. You just want to like wait like half a second before you do it. And if you have to jump like across this gap right like this, obviously you can't just press X here because it'll jump on the jump pad, but so you can just do an uppercut like this, or you can go on the edge of these platforms like this, like on the outer rim of them, and jump from there. Uppercut's a lot easier though. And get these orbs. You would normally have eco the entire time here, but I was too slow. And after these 5, make sure it's these 5, the ones going in this direction. You want to die. Oh, not like that. Just punch off the edge, like this. And you should spawn here. Here, you want to get the eco. Hey, what's up, Cigar? Question about Jack 1. Does using the fat PS3's backwards compatibility save any time with PS2? You should don't know. You can ask Jim when he gets his PC PS3. Because he's actually getting one soon. I assume the load times will be faster. So probably, So anyways, when you spawn here, spin this eco. Over here, punch. Roll jump over here. Or roll jump, depending on the cycle of that one pizza, you can either do a roll jump or a uppercut. Do an extended over this. Roll jump, jump, punch. Ground pound this. And for this pattern on the bridge here, you want to go to the colorless thing, like right here, or the blue one. I mean, blue one, colorless. This yellow one, this orange one, and this green one right here. So I didn't have eco because I had to stop and all that, but I'll show it again with eco. I'm gonna do a roll jump here. Yep. Extend it over here. Whoop. Okay. My spin got eaten there. Interesting. Roll jump. Jump. Punch here. Ground pound this. That blue one. Colorless one. Yellow. Orange or red, whatever you want to call it. And then this green one right here. You should get all those orbs with eco, and you should make it back safely like this. And then from here, kind of stand here and do a roll jump, or you could just uppercut across like this. Careful not to uppercut too close like this, or you'll a good chance to get it backwards boosted. See if I can get one in here. I've had this happen way too many times in runs, so I don't uppercut here anymore. But yeah, like there you go, like that. If you hit a ledge with an uppercut like that, you'll get sent backwards flying. And if that happens here, you'll go off the edge like I just did. So do it back for like this. Roll jump up here, ground pound this. And from here, you can just roll jump to the right side of this, like this. Because if you do right, you should just make this one fall and not the green one. Even if you're making the green one fall, you should make it like this. Should land on that blue or yellow one. And the button, roll jump to the right side. Over here like this. And then you can just or you can just be safe, because Citadel is one of those levels you want to be safe in. With it being one of the harder levels, RNG, costly for deaths, last level. It's kind of a nerve-wracking level, so this is completely understandable if you do this. I'm pretty sure I do this in my PB. Just do safe jumps like that. But yeah, from here, kill this lurker if you have to. Get the scout fly over here. Here you can't do anything, so just be patient and wait for the cycle. You can either do a roll jump here onto this platform, or I did it too close to the ledge. You can either do this, like that, or you can do and extend it onto this one. Either one works. Again, you can do the same thing here. Depending on your cycle, you can do an extend into this. Yeah, but be careful because that one's really hard. Yo, Fish, what's up, man? Thanks for the raid, dude. How y'all doing? Gamer. Alright, so what, as I was saying, from here you can do an extended like this. That's a hard extended, so be careful with that one. I don't recommend going for it, really. Unless you're like really confident in it. Yeah, what's up, Fish? Josh? I'm doing good, man. How about you, dude? Folk lover? How you doing? You can or you can just do a real jump like this over here onto this little platform. Jump up here. Jump up here. Careful with this cycle. If you have a good one like that, you can just roll jump over there. If you don't, wait for it out. Uppercut like this. Or you can be risky, big balls move, and do a boosted like this across here, but not recommended because boosteds off of pizzas are kind of dumb. So from here, get the scout fly. Alright, and so there's a trick here. What's up, Lucas? There's a trick here. So notice how there's 5 orbs here, but there's only 4 colors on the platform, the bridge thing. So that obviously is an issue because you have more orbs than you have colors. So when you grab one orb, if you grab all these orbs, then there's going to be one orb at the end that won't have a floor underneath it. So what you can do instead is either do this. If you do it right, you can just spin like this, grab that orb. It's kind of hard. And then then just do this. Double jump spin onto this. Assuming you can get that orb actually. Here, I'll try that again. Well, that double jump's actually kind of hard. I haven't done it in a while. I guess I'm gonna do it from here. Yeah. Get that orb, get this orb, get this orb, and then get this orb. Or you could do the fast boy strat, which is kind of easier, I guess. If you depends on how you look at it, really. But can I reset the game here? No, I can't. I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Okay. So, after you go scout fly, this one requires pretty precise inputs and fast inputs. So, what you do is you grab on this button, but you extend it to get both this orb and that orb, and it should get them both at the same time. And it should only get rid of the platform that's underneath this orb. So, I'll show you. Like that. And then you can get them all like this. And you should have all of them. So the trick to this is, when you ground pound, do the spin so you can act out of a ground pound faster. Like this. And you walk over about right here, so you can do the extended across this orb right to this one. So because you're getting this to this, so you want to come at the right angle for this. So. And land right here. Just spin. And then normal movement from right here. Orb, orb, orb. Then you come over here. Get this. Get that. Shoot, shoot. We'll jump over here. Spin to get these orbs faster. Spam square here to shoot these guys and to break these crates. Spamming punch and spin is a good way to not get damaged here. And from here, so there's gonna be a lot more left depending how many you killed before this. So you want to stand this eco event right here, and you want to wait like 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds to let them all like to bottleneck them over here. And once you do that, you want to uppercut spin into the entrance of this hallway. So and it should kill them all like this. Like that, because they're all like bottlenecked in this one small little opening. And it's easy to kill them like that. Oh, and for breaking these, you can just ground pound this. Red eco makes your attack stronger. No, it makes your hitbox bigger. So you can just ground pound this, punch over here, spin that. Over here, blah blah blah. Let's kill them all like that. Come over here, depending on if you have a good cycle. This is a really good cycle. You can do roll jump over here, uppercut over here, or you can just do uppercuts or just roll jumps, doesn't matter. If you have a bad cycle, again, just be patient. Citadel sucks with cycles, but you can't do anything about it. Careful not to fall off here, because these things, for the most part, don't have ledge grabs. Or they're just hard to get usually. Same with this platform here, this ledge. Don't rely on ledge grabs for this thing. Just be really careful, because they sometimes don't work. And if I'm here, just break this cell, same as those other two, or other three actually. That's all we gotta do is show you. But from here, you wanna actually break that cell. You wanna ground pound in this little spot right here. Look at that. That's where the button is. So you wanna ground pound like right here. Oh, that was a little too far. Yeah. So it's kind of a hard ground pound. Just as long as you don't hold forward too much and you ground pound right in this spot, then you should get it. And if you don't get it, that's fine. Again, it's just really minimal time save. You just fall down here and ground pound it from right here. And then just grab this orb. Grab this orb. That orb. And right here you should have 461 orbs. Like on your top right count right there. Because there'll be 9 left at the top. And the platforms should be up here, so I'm actually gonna break these. Just to get the platforms up here.
It's about time you two decided to show up.
Nice to see you, too.
It's about time you decided to show up.
The floors now?
There's no time for jokes, Daxter.
Kinda sucks I have to keep removing my card for this.
Sap our energies to power their abominable machine. It appears they have combined their of a precursor robot which scavenged artifacts from across the land. Then they added a few diabolical additions of their own.
Alright, so we got all 3 of these stages, then the platforms should show up there.
Eating the one thing capable of opening the dark.
Oh. I got old save game. Sick. Seriously? Okay, well. That sucks. That was the last fucking cell, too. We'll just grab it again. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'll look at the save before I actually load it this time. Easy Reki, yeah. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, I have to die here. Citadel sucks because the entire freaking level has that cutscene trigger in it. It's the entire level. Ridiculous. Except for like the back end areas. Like the jump pad room and the ambush, the swarm room.
Maia kidnapped us to sap our energies to power their abominable machine. It appears they have combined the functional remains of a precursor robot which scavenged artifacts.
Well, no, I would save. Good. See if I get him this last one.
Creating the one thing capable of opening the dark silos. If you can free the four of us, we can.
Okay, cool. I did this time. Alright, so. Should end up here. After this bridge with 3 orbs right there. And from here you can either do a very precise double jump spin. Like this. You sound like this edge of the platform. You hold forward. You spin just like very late. It's kind of hard to do. But it saves some time. You just want to avoid getting to the ledge before you spin. But you want to get close enough to actually make the spin. But you don't want to ledge grab it. But yeah, you just want to do that. Space out your jumps enough. Spin at the very top. Right in front of the ledge. Or you can just do the usual method, ground pound spins. This. And from here, bad cycle, good cycle. Either will happen. Jump up like this. This is a good cycle. Be very careful not to be greedy with these things, because if you're greedy with these, then you're very likely to fall here. Like, I could have gone for an uppercut in that one, but it could have easily gone very bad. So, again, just be careful up here. Now, depending on where you are, you want to go over here, get all these orbs. Don't ground pound off the edge. Get these orbs. This is the last scout fly, and also the very last cell. And these should be the last orbs right here. Because this is where you boost it off of to get to blue stage right here. So from here, over here, you should have 2,000 out of 2,000 orbs and 101 out of 101 cells. If you have red label, then you probably, since you didn't do a Citadel skip, this will be your last cell, probably. But from here, oh, I have to do this first. Oh. Yeah, see that happened again. I got old save. Cool. Stop that. Oh my god. This game's pretty good. Trying to do a freaking tutorial here. Just want to do final boss, then I'll be done. Giving me old save game. Okay. Restart the tutorial. I'll probably just, I don't know, I'll probably have a cut version, I'll probably have an uncut version. I don't know. Wait, I have autosave on, so I have to do this again. Okay, we're good. All right, so from here, I'll jump to this onto the button. Do whatever the fuck you want over here, but as long, but at the end of the elevator, you want to be about right here. Punch to this crate right here, as you go in it. Up onto this. Now, 1, 2, 3. This is how much you want to count for that punch and death warp. So. From here, punch into this, goggles, spam into that until he breaks it. Jump here, skip that roar cutscene, because if you don't, then it loses time. You have to watch the entire thing. And just, you can do 1 frames here. I won't really go into that because they're not really a hundo thing or really needed, but you can check them out and some other thing, but because I don't really feel the need to go over those, especially if you're looking at a 100 tutorial. There's no reason for you to learn 1 frames yet. But yeah, for those eco lurkers, you want to grab 3 yellow eco to get them all. You'll need at least 3. After this one, you want to stand right here, or wait, no, right here. Punch like this, spam square. You don't have to be too close to the ledge, because if you hit by these rings, you'll get knocked off. So stand by like right here. Good spot. Another good thing to note is you want to jump on the jump pad after the robot has turned around and is looking at like this little arena thing. Because if you do it early, then you do it too early. So stand here for this shot. Depending on how fast you were for that jump there, he'll do either a quick shot or just do his charge shot right here, like he's doing now. So just be careful with a charge shot, or with the quick shot, because it can be unexpected. So stand right here, punch through this, spam square, get that eco 2, keep standing square. If you're at 2 health, you're fine. Just keep shooting. And there, you can just beat the game. But stop it! What the fuck? Why is it at the end of the tutorial that's doing all this? What's up, Luigi? I just wanted to freaking go through final boss one more time. The uncut version is gonna be so good. And of course the game didn't start. Oh man. Literally like 2 seconds from finishing the tutorial and it just keeps doing this. I think it was because I probably free cammed right as the like on the same frame the cutscene started. That's probably what caused it. Because I was trying to reset the game to do final boss again to show it off, because it kind of went by really fast and I couldn't go over everything fast enough, so. Alright, we'll go over final boss one more time, and that should be the end of the tutorial. Oh, sticks aren't warmed up. Alright, so again, stand here. Punch this. Punch this. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you hold forward when you're doing that too. Holding forward makes it move a little bit more, and it makes it hit the actual checkpoint you want to get there. So punch into this. Spam square. On the 5th shot, it should blow up. Keep jumping to skip that cutscene. When the robot looks at you like he is right now, that's when you're safe to do the jump pad. And from here, there's another trick you can do here. If you're low on health, or if you just want to be safe, once the final boss is actually like in a phase, like he's doing his attack thing, like he is right now, he's shooting to the thing to spawn the lurkers. If you double tap triangle, the camera does that. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it does that, but that resets the eco, so you can do this. And it respawns the health, so it's a good way to get extra health. But again, you have to do it during a phase. You can't do it when it's like after you blow them up and you have to jump on the jump pad or something like that. You have to do it when he's like actually attacking you. So, and the you can't do like, you can't do it too fast either. You can't do it too slow. So again, grab 2 eco here, jump over this, keep shooting these guys. Grab the last third one. Just keep shooting them, wait for them to land before you shoot them. Wait for it to look at you and then jump. Then here you want to land about right here. Yeah, see, now it's working. It's doing an attack on me. Punch. Don't get too close to the ledge. If you take damage, you'll fall off. Jump over these. Grab health if you have to. And from here, you want to land right here. Because you need 2 eco to do this. Unless you do a handicap. Punch. Spam square. Walk forward. Up right here. Keep spamming square. And if you're not at 1 health, you should be able to find 1 hit. He won't hit you twice unless you're like super slow for some reason. Stand here, and it's a smooth stand from here, and you're about to beat the game. Watch this cutscene. Little fun fact: a good way to tell what time you're gonna get is right after you blow up the arm. It's 55 seconds from there. Right as the light eco cutscene starts, it's 45 seconds from there. Right as this cutscene starts with Daxter, it's 35 seconds. And right as this one ends, it's 10 seconds. So, depending on where the light eco spawn is, of course, it could be like 1 or more seconds. And from here, you want to stand in the middle. Careful not to roll jump under a bomb, because that will kill you. And you beat the game. You did it. You did it. Pause buffer the eco. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't buffer the eco, because you didn't actually beat the game if you did that, and it's an invalid run. Alright, so yeah, that's my my 2020 updated Hondo tutorial. Before next month, when we find a new route somewhere else that saves a minute and a half. Just kidding. Probably not gonna happen, but yeah, this is our recce right here. Sorry, Josh. So yeah, hope that was helpful to you. Hope you actually are interested in running Hondo now. Again, it's the best category. I'm just saying. But yeah, thank you for watching. I expect to see sub 2 from you soon. Whoever's watching this. OP. I was muted. Imagine. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. I'm gonna end the video here. Bye.